Hi guys, so yeah, today we'll be replacing a turbocharger on the Ford Ranger D6 2.2 liter. As you can see on this specific turbocharger, it's gone. So basically, yeah, what happened on this engine? We see it was having blow by due to fault injectors, but the hole inside the pistons. There was still some debris and oil that went through due to the hole in the piston, and all of those things went into the oil port and destroyed the turbo. So yeah, so the motor has been fixed, has been redone, but unfortunately the turbo already sustained the damage, so we also have to replace the turbo on it. So there is the brand new turbocharger. It's not a very difficult task. So basically what we're gonna have to do is, a lot of things already loose, but you basically unclip the mass airflow sensor, take that out of the way, unclip your airbox, take that out of the way, and then at the bottom you'll see there's like a hose that you have to loosen down there on the turbocharger if it's still in the car. This hose there is your breather hose, so it's got two tabs on both sides there, which goes inside there. You just press it on the sides, pull it out, okay, and you remove the housing, and then yeah, as you guys can see, that's where the turbocharger belongs. Let me just jump up there, I'm a bit short. So that's where your turbocharger goes. So as you can see on the bottom, you've got your bottom feed hose. At the top you've got the this is the feed one, this is the return one on the turbocharger. So it feeds through the one side, go back to the other side, down that side. So this one tightens with two Allen keys from the bottom. I did change them to size 8mm, so it's just easier for me to reach inside there with a ratchet and a socket. But yeah, so you have to loosen those two bolts there, take them out to be able to get this pipe loose. Then the banjo bolt there, you have to loosen this as well, then you can get that loose. Then you got three bolts there on your exhaust manifold, so they can be quite a bit tight due to the heat and the rust, so put a bit of penetrant on them when you do remove them. And then on this side you also have 1, 2, 3. So on this specific one it had two studs and one bolt there. So then you remove those ones, and there was also a heat shield that's going over the exhaust and over the turbo that's covering it, but on this specific one there wasn't anything like that. So yeah, someone has already been in there that takes some of the parts off, and yeah, there is a bit of history behind this van, but that's Ford Ranger for you. So yeah, once you loosen those ones as well, there's another hose there. So this is the hose that's going to the turbo. So this is basically the outlet hose that's going through to the intake manifold through the intercooler. So I have flushed these ones out, like just quickly, but not too much. The intercooler has been removed and has been cleaned. So like I said, this one has got a bit of history, so there will also be another video. So this whole van has been painted. It also went to another mechanic. It had a accident in the front. Chassis arm was bent. I'll actually maybe attach that as well, but I'll think that's for another video. But the chassis arm was bent. I had to fix that. So hence that. If you look inside there, you can see there is a new intercooler fitted as well. So, but normally in normal circumstances, it would be recommended to take out your intercooler, flush your hoses, clean out all your hoses, make sure there's no dirt and debris, because there's a reason why the turbo gave up the first place. so some contaminants went inside there and damaged it. This one has also been serviced, engine flushed, new oil, new filters. As you can see, even that one is new there. So that has already been done while we were waiting for the turbo. Okay, so in the turbocharger you do get all the gaskets. There's the ones for the banjo bolts, there's your manifold gaskets, and there's the ones for your oil feeds. So you can probably refurb that one, but I would recommend just getting a new one. It's just not always easy to struggle replacing the turbo core on them, and they're not that expensive. I think in South Africa they're like $6,000 or something, almost $7,000. But yeah, it's not that expensive. It's quite a inexpensive turbo. And then there you got some lubricants. Alright, so on this turbocharger, I just realized that the stud also has to be removed. So these ones, for some reason, it's not that tight. So what you can do is you can basically just put a vice grip on there, real nice, and then now, and yeah, I need 2 hands for this situation. And then yeah, just give it some. And as you can see, so this, yeah, and then basically you just remove it. And on the smaller side, you'll also see it's got a one stud there with the Aniki, the E-socket. I didn't have the E-socket with me right now. Also just gripped it a bit with a vice grip, and then yeah, came right out. So for some reason mine only has one in the turbo, the other 2 is on the engine, on the manifolds. Alright, as you guys can see, so the one stud there, and I've got 2 studs installed there. Mine, unfortunately, the third one looks like this, so it's fine, I'll install it like this. And then we've got our gaskets. There's the flow chart for the turbo. Yeah, so let me start to fit it. As you can see, there's a brand new turbocharger. So like I said, as you can see, these are the 8mm bolts that I decided to use for the turbo. So that's basically for the return on that side. Yeah, so I'll be getting inside the van now and trying to put the turbo in place, and then I'll show you guys a short clip as soon as I finish to fit it. Alright guys, so yeah, you get your special turbo startup oil. So start the car and then put it there by the oil cap where the oil's supposed to go. No, it's just a joke. Anyway, so this is on this specific turbo, you get this turbo oil. So what you do after or before installation of the turbo, I prefer after. You put the oil inside there by the feed, and just give the turbo a bit of a spin. So I haven't attached the intake side of the turbo yet, so I can just spin it around a bit just to make sure that startup oil goes into the turbo. Then once it went in, you take this out and refit your banjo bolt there, tighten it up, and then install all the other stuff, intake hoses and all the other stuff that's necessary. Alright, so yeah, the turbo has been mounted. These ones are size 14 on this. It's not so difficult to get to. I just normally use a spanner, size 14 spanner. These ones are on the manifold size 13. This one you have to use a spanner size 13. There's another one there and another one at the bottom. Those ones you can reach from the side with a small short extension, and size 13 socket with a ratchet. These bolts at the bottom of that oil feed, the oil return, I did eventually end up using the splines again, the multi splines. It's much easier to get that in. I battled to get them out, so yeah, these splines bolted was inside there. So yeah, it was a bit more difficult than I thought to use a normal size 8. So yeah, and they were also a bit short, so I had to go back to using the splines ones, the Allen key splines. Yeah, oh yeah, another thing is don't forget to connect the actuator for the turbo, which sits there on the front side. Yeah, that has to be connected, and also the bottom pipe there, the boost pipe, you just reinstall that, make sure you tighten it up properly, and somehow just go through all the turbo hoses there, just make sure everything is tight, because like I said, they're gonna have to get removed to be able to clean them out. Once you do clean them out, just make sure that everything's fine, everything's clean, everything's tight. Go through all the hoses, double check them, and yeah, it's turbo installation on a Ford Ranger. So basically all I'm going to do now is fit the intake side of the turbo. Still a small nozzle to put on there. It's got 2 bolts. Refit the air filter as well as the breather hose there. And yeah, I'm not gonna start it up now. I'll probably make another video once I start it up. There is no battery at the moment. As like I said, the car was in for incident repair. So I just finished that as well. But anyway, I'll keep you guys up to date. Hope this was informative. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, the main reason for making this video was basically to say why the turbo failed. So the reason for the turbo failure was obviously due to injector failure, and that basically caused the combustion to, well, it burned a hole inside the piston. That caused the combustion to get into the oil and mix the oil and injection and the diesel, everything. So the turbo wasn't properly lubricated, and the oil got dirty due to all the carbon, and yeah, it went through the oil feed and caused issues on the turbo. So like I said, the oil feed and everything has been flushed out after I've redone the motor on this one, because I did redo the engine on this one, but it was about a month later. So the turbo wasn't 100%, but it was still looked like it was okay. About a month later, it started making noises. As I did show you guys the turbo there, it's totally gone. Yeah, so flush everything out, make sure to maintain the engines, and also your copper washers on these Ford Rangers, underneath the injectors on the 2.2s, 3.2s. Just make sure if you do remove the injectors, put new ones. Yeah, just make sure they are properly tight, they don't leak, because that does cause a lot of issues on these ones, causing a lot of damages to the engines due to the injectors not seating properly. And yeah, like I said, turbocharger failure, timing belts and stuff on these also tend to, not timing belts, sorry, timing chains and stuff, do tend, but that's only on higher kilometers. I had another one where that happened, where it basically broke the timing chain. Yeah, it does happen to them. Different one that I don't know if it's keep it to it was over revved, basically sent all the rockets through the head. But that's the T6 Ford Rangers. I think the T7 is probably the same, but yeah, most of these ones that I had now the last while was T6s and 2.2, but the same goes for the 3.2.